Oh, you didn't drop anything. That's disappointing. Are you... Oh. For a second there, it seemed to just disappear into non-existence. Journeyman's armor repair kit. Master weapon repair kit. Okay. Dark iron ore and silver. That's something. Ducal water. Getting somewhere here, yeah. These are all decent. Oh, feline steel sword. Okay. We might have found, if we had, well, looked at where cat school stuff was, that we would have been directed here. Likely the case. There's Enriquez on top of us? Is that what that sounds? And then Geralt was saying there's, yeah, some kind of illusion here. Certainly does appear to be the case. Whole new pathway. Just want to make sure that we aren't missing anything in this room, because this does seem though it had some decent loot in it. But was that all? Might have been. Seems like it. Okay, so what's next? Oh, ball? That's not much. Let's light this place up a little bit. There's a lit fire here, which is a little strange. Suggests that there's someone living here? Currently? There's a skeleton. The fires are still lit. So the skeleton suggests that someone lived here a long time ago. The lit fire suggests that someone lived here recently. Don't really know what to make out of that. Oh, come on. You can have it, Geralt. Whinstone? Sure. More wine stones? Get drunk off of the stones? You alchemist notes. Okay. Definitely we're going to want to read those. Jester had one task. 1. Write incantations on the ribbons used in creating the golem. And what did he do? Made a dog's dinner of it, of course. And as a result, instead of a guard, we have a murderer walking our lab. And I asked, did you double-check the incantations? Oh, aye. Yes, sirree. Are you sure? For shooting, aye. And yet, the results prove otherwise. To think I could have had one of my students do it instead of that imbecile. We've barricaded ourselves in, but he'll get to us. It's only a matter of time. At least I can dull the horror of my last minutes with Fizztech. Prime quality stuff, at that. Who would have garnered top coin for it? Jester not been a complete and probably illiterate idiot. Well, guess I didn't have many years left in me anyways. Better to go out with a bang than to die slowly in a hospital. So I suppose it's Vafel, the world. Okay. So you hold yourselves up in here, presumably created that illusion so that Golem would not be able to find you. Over to the north, that could be quite good. I actually recognize that name from... What was that? Was that Witcher 1? Or was that Witcher 2, in which there was a strong weapon with that name? We probably had... We may have actually had something with that in Witcher 3 already. But more good loot. So like that, let's just double check. Is there anything else lootable back here? Don't think so. Yeah. Okay. Let's double check that sword that we just picked up. Is it any better than what we have right now? It's this one here. And unfortunately, it does have lower damage than our current axe. It does have a little bit of igni intensity and chance to cause burning. It does have 3 slots for stones or... yeah, rune stones. Is that enough to make up for the difference? I think it's close, but probably not quite. I think we have a lot of weapons that fall under that category. Hold on. What's this? Little area here? Little alcove that maybe just looks like it's an alcove, but isn't really an alcove. Minimap only suggests that to be the case. I think we've done everything in there then. Golem still down. So, well, we solved your problem. Sorta. Oh, what is... Hold on. Question mark, is that up above this? Yeah, it does have the indicator that it's above this. I wonder if maybe it's an Intriga monster nest. We, of course, heard the Intrigas previously. How are we doing on experience? We are still a little bit higher. Still not quite leveled up, but getting there. Did all the drowners come back while we were gone? Perhaps. Can we go up this way, or is this too steep? I think we can. There we go. Here is the question mark. It is... What the heck is that? Something big. Oh, that's a huge insect of some variety. Hold on. Let's save. What the heck is this thing? Not... It's an armored Arachas. I do not think we've ever fought one of these. Do not think we've ever fought... Whoa, that is really fast. Can we burn down your stuff, your armor a bit? That seemed like that was really effective. You did seem to get very upset when we burned you. Let's look. I think we know at least a little bit about you, because I remember once upon a time we had a series of Arachas updates. So you will presumably be of the insectoid variety. Yes, this is generally Arachas. Insectoid oil, that makes sense. And golden oil, I think, removes poison. Yeah, I would expect for us to probably see some poison on this guy. So, an Arachas' only weakness is that its soft, sensitive abdomen. Some Arachasi hide under hollow tree stumps, while other armored varieties exist which have grown a thick carapace that covers all the more delicate parts of their bodies. An armored Arachas is a true behemoth. It uses its enormous mass to knock over and trample its victims, then devours their crushed remains. Yikes. Like all Arachasi, it is highly venomous, and thus golden oil should always be consumed before fighting. It is also worthwhile to stock up on healing potions and crossbow bolts before setting out, for the Arachasi's thick plating can withstand a great deal of damage, making battle long and exhausting affair. Okay, so let's take a look. Definitely want to use the insectoid oil. That is perhaps where we start. Once again, start at the bottom. Hybrid and Ogroid are the worst, so it's going to be at least decent here. That's from where it is hiding. There it is. Okay. We throw that on. Then Golden Oriole is the one that removes poison, I think, or at least gives you resistance to it. Pretty sure. There it is, and we have an enhanced version. Grants immunity to poisons, neutralizes the effects of poisons already in the bloodstream. Extended duration. Okay, so let's throw that on in place of that cat right there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it did not seem to like when we set it on fire. But we saw it as very quick attacks. It makes me a bit nervous. That's going to be the poison. Okay. Come on. And there we have it. I actually not sure that we got hit. Or, well, we had the Quen that we... When it swarmed us, or, like, tried to maul us at the beginning, did we avoid that? I don't remember. There's some chitinous shells, which I suppose is fitting in Arachas' eyes. Okay, sure. This is probably the loot you were trying to protect. Repair kit. Iron ingot. Boots. Otherwise, not fantastic. Oh, hold on. Indicator is still lit. Suggesting that perhaps there is more? Where, though? This? Oh. Is it this? I don't really want the split bolts. There are more Andrigas over here as well. Oh, here, maybe? Here we go. This is more like it. Phosphorus. And yes, Relic Sword. That's not bad. Okay. Now we're talking, and yes, now it looks like it's grayed out. Let's see what the deal is with these other Andrigas. Are you just simple and straightforward warriors? I think so. One of them looked like it was perhaps slightly different color. Maybe that's insignificant. That was, interesting physics there. Jumped at us from quite a distance from one angle, and then knocked us back in an entirely different angle. Kind of like that. Yes, you guys have a surprising bit of range. Between that leap, your tail swing ability, all that stuff. We were to say, yeah, just charge up a big attack. Could be enough. That one gave us a little bit more as well, loot-wise. And this one, yes, same deal. Okay, so that was one of, or actually potentially two of the question marks that were over here. Yeah, so that means that next on our list would be this guy here. And again, we might find that we run into unexpected things along the way. We don't really know. We'll test it out. Yeah, we tried searching you. I don't really want those bolts. Thank you for offering. Okay. Ooh. What is this? No pathway. Yes. Have anything on the pathway? Ear neckers. And this is in the opposite direction, yes. But I also just generally want to know if the pathway is supposed to lead us to or away from anything. Because we did not use this pathway before. Yeah, okay. Not seeing too much there. Let's take Roach, wherever you went, and head in the quote-unquote correct direction. That's what we will find. Yeah, there are the neckers.
Not so fast, Roach.
But I don't think that is much reason for us to stop and investigate further. More intrigued by, ooh, what is... Yeah, this is an interesting little canyon in which we are descending.
Hey there. That's it, Roach.
Yeah. What if we check out the coastline a bit here? See if there's anything? Or is that just a tuft of grass? Alright, maybe it's just a tuft of grass. However, that way off in the distance, maybe that's just a rock formation. It is roughly in the shape of a place of power. That one on that island there. Maybe I'm just reading into that too much as well, because that is quite a distance. You, what level are you? 18? Not a bad fit. I was curious, though, how much experience these guys give us, because they are close to our level. We're on 464 right now. And we are now... Oh, 78. Wow, yeah, that's actually not bad at all. Yeah. I mean, those guys, they don't grow on trees, those level 18 enemies, but still, getting that much experience is not bad. I'm curious about that little island there. Does that actually seem like one that we can go to? Oh, we've explored that, actually. Yeah, over to the northwest of Novigrad. Interesting. Just approaching it, doing it from another angle this time around. So, well, I mean, I say those guys don't grow on trees, but at the same time, take a look around. They might grow on trees. At least around here, they might.
Oh, good.
There we go. So, I think at some point, yes, we probably will want to cross over this area here onto the western section, but at least for right now, the thing we're looking for is more in this direction here. So there are a ton of these drowned deads over here. One at a time, they aren't so bad. We fight the 5 or 6 that are over here simultaneously, that would become far more challenging. So I would like to try to kite one of them out here. Could we maybe even try to crossbow one of them? It's so long since we last did that. I can remember how to do it. There we go. I missed. Yeah. Ground dead. Ground dead, ground dead. I just want one of you. I just want one of you. And maybe two. Oh, you are what? You are way stronger than the other ones. What gives? What gives? What gives? What gives? I'd not asked for that then. That makes no sense. What? Where did that come from? Okay. Roach is displeased. I understand. I don't blame you, Roach. I was taken aback.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sure, 5 or 6 level 18 ground deads, maybe not so bad. 5 or 6 question mark ground deads, very bad. Very bad indeed. Now, is that actually the place that we were looking to go for with the question mark on it? It's nearby.
Slow.
It's not a
now.
great sign.
Whoa.
So it might have been. Hidden treasure is technically what it's telling us. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is that spot there. So in that case, I think we probably looking for something else, because yeah, that's out of our league. So do we head further west and go for this one? Do we head further north and go into the wilderness here, or a little further east to these guys? Potentially? I'm thinking, why don't we go west for now? Because while we're over here, I think we're not going to be over in this direction very often, I don't think. We will, at some point in time, definitely want to go back, check out all these question marks, go further north, and eventually revisit some of these places that were too difficult for us. But I think it's going to be a little bit harder to remember to go back over here because it's just more remote. So while we're in the area, why don't we investigate this? And we may find that this is also too high level for us, but we don't know. We don't know yet. So, what is the best way over there without going right past all those dangerous ground dead? That's a good question. Also, kind of curious what the deal is here, because that's definitely a path.
Run, Roach.
Okay, let's try doing this. We're gonna stick to the very edge and not engage those drowned dead there, because they are the tough ones. Ones we saw here, less so.
Not so fast, Roach.
So, and also this may not be as much of a roach situation anymore. Not sure how much Roach appreciates trying to cross this area. So I am interested as to whether there's anything on this, be called an island, maybe? Anything at all? Enemies-wise, loot-wise? Seems like the answer is no. Both of those? Over here? This is tiny. Little pile of rocks. Nothing there. Yeah, they did look a little bit place of power shaped. I had my hopes up a bit, but no worries. We'll carry on. How do we get here? That's definitely the place that we are targeting, that little lighthouse, or at least it looks like a lighthouse. But once more, might there be other things that we don't yet know about? That looks so much like a place of power. Like the other side of the place of power, right? Hold on. We are a little bit stuck. On this side, we would just see the little glowing orb, and then we'd say, yeah, there we go, meditated this. Nope, apparently not. Kinds of enemies? Yes. Any indication of what types of enemies? Not yet. Rain Cape. Okay, those sounded like drowners. Or drowned dead. We have, of course, seen the range of levels one can find with them. So, doesn't really give us any indication as to whether or not we'll be able to take them out. Anything over here on this little peninsula? I'm doubtful. Yeah, not so much. So once again, the light is lit, which suggests that people are there. There are definitely drowned dead there. That much is for certain. Let's save in case they are more question mark enemies. But fingers crossed that they are not. It's an abandoned site, so we would be able to have people re-inhabit it if we were to take these guys out, but we're on our Quen. How tough are you? Your question mark, and this is a... Yeah, you are. And this is definitely not going to work. So, did we get a fast travel location there? We might have. We actually might have. Yes, we did. So, I mean, it's convenient. It's just that if we ever use that fast travel location, we will immediately get decimated. We try going further north here to see if there's anything on this island. Chances are, if that is the case, it'll be powerful enough to destroy us. And we may also run into the end of the world in the not-so-distant future. That would not surprise me too much. So between those two things, not sure how much success we'll have. But we can give it a shot. I'm curious as to how far north this will go. Whoa, I did not see that change of elevation there. Yeah. Not seeing much. Yeah, okay. There we go. As anticipated. Ooh, don't do that. But yeah, it doesn't actually go all the way to the west or north here. Here's what this says. Lighthouse on Crane Cape has for centuries lit the way for vessels seeking safe passage from Kovir and Povis to the Novigrad port. So in theory, that is what lies up that way. And you would think that if it's really important, people would be currently inhabiting it, but I suppose it's right now abandoned, and it is up to us to get rid of those guys. So yeah, I think that for the most part, we might find that this island here doesn't have too much to offer us, at least not at the moment. We would need to be quite a bit stronger for that to be the case. So why don't we head back? Just keep an eye out, make sure we aren't about to run into any super powerful enemies unexpectedly. That would also be unfortunate. Just slide to the left.
Could use a portal about now.
Also, too far. Come on. Okay. So we'll head back. And it is good to know. Good to have a sense as to what the boundaries are, of course. So we can gauge just how much ground have we covered, how much have we explored, how much do we need to explore. It still remains. That is not... Okay, that is Roach. I was gonna say, Roach has some gear on her. That horse did not. Okay, so we want nothing to do with those drowned dead. Do it. No, Roach. Don't do that. Don't do that. We want to go this way. Thank you very much. And probably to follow this path. Yeah, this is the one that we went down initially. Okay. So, now that we have a little bit more clarity as to what the deal is in that direction, this is further north. There is a path here. We were saying that there are perhaps additional things for us to explore. Over here, we just thought maybe better to do that afterward. Well, we have explored the other area. So now, perhaps it is time. It's a lot of east. Maybe we go more directly north here. We might find the end of the world. Not long from now. Getting that sense.
Whoa!
Just check the map. Oh, actually, we are very close to a question mark right here. So I'd say we'll give it a shot. Why not? See what it is. Of course, there's the risk that it's also quite dangerous, but again, only one way to know for certain.
I'm too old
So
for
yeah,
treks that long.
I am curious to see where the edge of the world is exactly. Occult hills. Okay, there are definitely enemies here. My guess is some kind of bandits? Fallen Knights. Yeah, we've been there. Okay. Think probably expecting more of the same in that case. Probably wait that one out a little while longer. It can be done, but arguably maybe should not be done just yet. Good to get a little more clarity again, though. Know exactly what it is. And, oh, well, actually, well, it doesn't tell us. We didn't get close enough for it to trigger. Okay, alright.
Come on.
We'll go for it. At least get close enough for it to trigger. Hotels, yes. But I want this. Bandit camp. This is all I wanted. Now we go. Roach, move! Move, Roach! This is a scouting mission. Not supposed to stay. This is a question mark, question mark, question mark. Monster nest, which means Roach, we also need to move. Roach, enough of this dilly-dally. Range, people are shouting. What's happening? What's happening? Peasant. Also a merchant. What's up?
Greetings.
Greetings. Apparently we've seen you before.
Look at your stock.
We actually do have some powerful rune stones. How are we doing in terms of weight? We're actually doing okay there. Might still have some junk to sell, though. You have an extra key from one of those previous quests in Novigrad, I think. A little strange that that's still here. Why don't we sell some furs? And you actually don't have a lot of coins. We won't be able to take this too far. But we'll at least sell some of those. Like so. And once we sell all these, then you only have a little bit of money is remaining. So maybe we settle for that. Okay.
Farewell.
It'll pay off, they said.
So, is there anything in here? Yes, no, maybe so. That's a cat. Never you fear. Not a monster sneaking up behind us, even though it may have sounded like it. Okay. Anything perhaps a little bit more significant that we might find here? Doesn't look like it. I'm afraid not. I'm sorry, cat. I'm on my way.
So buckwheat millet, they said.
I'm leaving.
It'll pay off, they said.
There is the trader on his way once more. Okay, it's a new marker, yes. You just keep on shouting. Please stop doing that.
Maybe it's true.
I think that there's a person in distress. Okay, so also convenient to have this fast travel location. Let's actually click on it so that if we do want to teleport anywhere, we can. But otherwise, it seems like not too much going on here just yet. We could go up to check out this question mark. Why don't we give that a shot? I think this one was level 33 or so. This one was question mark, question mark, question mark. So we could perhaps be back in the territory of everything is too high a level over here for us to do. So let's see what we get with this one here. And if it is one that is too high a level for us by quite some margin, then we might want to once again kind of just take the hint, get back closer to the city. So we go this way, and then There's still a little path. There's kind of a path here. It's a little bit small for Roach.
Slow now.
Especially when we have that big trophy on us, but okay.
Slower.
Here's a better path for us. We are truly
Whoa.
trying to stick to it. Okay. Let's try it out, and there's
Slower.
definitely something up here.
Giddy up.
Is that what we marked? Might be. Signs of monsters? Yes. Yes is the answer. Here as well. That's what, a big bear? We have seen some bears in this area. They've been too strong for us. So this is not necessarily the hunter's cottage. Well, did the bear beat the hunter here? Yes. Yes, the bear probably did. There is a hunter there, perhaps, that is, I mean, like, I'd love to figure this, at least to know what it is on our mini-map. Without making the bear mad at us, preferably. Run away! Run away from the bear! Up the fence! Up the fence, Geralt! You can't hop the fence! We're a toast! Roach! Let's just take our rib leaf, Narinaria, and maybe be on our way. And I just
That's it, Roach.
want us to know, long term, what this place was.
Giddy up.
So we don't have to come back here. Remember that it is... Okay,
Not
we have
so
a new
fast,
marker.
Roach.
That's helpful. Once again, one of those cases where we'll probably teleport here,
Take it easy.
realize that we are facing imminent death, and then immediately regret going here. But, yeah, you know, we'll do it anyway. We won't remember, so it's just gonna end up happening. Alright, this path actually does travel quite some distance all the way over here. Don't know what to expect there. There is something further to the south. But yes, based on the levels here, it does really seem like this is not so much a place where we ought to be checking out at the moment.
Hey there.
That's a go. Okay.
Come on,
Look
Roach.
up. Wasn't sure if that was a monster for a second or not. Well, this direction, technically, where we put our marker. Over here. Hidden treasure of what variety? How deadly? How deadly are we talking? Same kind of deadly as that bear? If so, we're in trouble. Are we theoretically right on top? No, it's below us? Where below us? You are... Oh, dear. Also, question mark, question mark, question mark. You're an Intriga drone. Don't know if we've ever seen you before. But, yeah, we once again, we need to flee. And yes, I think that is all the indication we need at this stage that this is just not a place that we really should be exploring. We're just not ready. Seems like it's truthfully more of an end game area, or at least a much later game area. We've been here. This might also be new. I'm seeing some red indicators here. This is another place with a question mark. So, yeah, there was a cave entrance there. That's why it was showing up as something that was below us, the hidden treasure. So, yeah, at least like that we got the fast travel location here. So even if we don't remember what this is, and if we could at least see what this is, again, I feel that this is very likely that this is going to be too difficult for us. Aaron Garth? Ominous music as well. Not a fast travel location, if so, then I'd like it. Oh, an abandoned site. Lots of wraiths. Okay. I would expect them to be strong. Like I said, all the enemies here seem to be quite powerful. I don't think we've read this one. This is supposedly about this area. There once was a young woman named Marlene and a young man named Bartholomew. Bartholomew was so handsome No maid could tear her eyes off him. Every maid in the village, from the fairest to the plainest, yearned to win his favor. Marlene, too, was struck by his beauty, and soon fell in love with him, as a love as deep as only a first love can be. This feeling was so overwhelming, Marlene realized could never live without Bartholomew. Yet it was her misfortune that by then Bartholomew had already had a wife and a young son. Marlene refused to give in to this misfortune, however, and worked long and hard to convince Bartholomew that she was his one true love. In the end, she succeeded, for women possess the gift of persuasion, and many a man has succumbed to their entreaties. Bartholomew's wife refused to accept his change of heart, but Marlene found a way to deal with that as well. Marlene convinced Bartholomew he must get rid of his wife once and for all, and so he chopped off her head. Everything would have ended well with the young lovers living happily ever after, had not the crime been witnessed by Bartholomew's 5-year-old son. Marlene saw no other solution than to convince Bartholomew, by now her rightful husband, to dispose of the child like his mother and bury his body next to hers so that they might be together for all eternity. Yet this time, Bartholomew put his foot down and refused to do what Marlene asked of him. "It is one thing to kill my wife, but to kill my child, the fruit of my loins?" he asked. He only changed his mind when the lad began to speak, loudly and frequently, about what he had seen. And though Bartholomew could never raise his hand against his firstborn son, he found another way to deal with the problem. While the boy slept, he snuck into his room, lifted him up, and sent him in a coffin, which he then buried under the apple tree in their yard. Oh, dear. After that day, strange things began occurring in the area. Yeah, I wonder why. Where the couple lived. The trees lost their leaves and stopped bearing fruit. Folk dwelling nearby were hounded by evil dreams. One by one, they fled their homes and farmsteads until only Marlene and Bartholomew were left. One day, Marlene dreamt the boy had awoken in his casket under the apple tree and began to cry. She yearned to have a child of her own, and such dreams troubled her greatly. She thus... Oh, hold on. Change the story for a second there. Let's just refine our spot. She thus took a spade and dug up the coffin. Inside, she found the child's body, but its arms or legs were missing. She thought the poor lad must have gnawed them off from wild hunger before he died. The sight of the child's mangled torso so terrified Marlene, she reburied the coffin at once and never said a word about it to her husband. They lived together a great many years afterward, but theirs was not a good life. Bartholomew had changed. He slowly stopped cherishing Marlene, and then stopped speaking. Hanged himself on the night of the summer solstice, leaving his wife alone with her dreams. Before she died, Marlene dug up the child's coffin one more time. No one knows where she went, and what she did with it. Their lands have laid deserted ever since. No plants will grow there, and no birds sing. Okay. So that perhaps explains the ghosts, the wraiths, and also would perhaps be reason why, even if we were to clear them from this place, maybe not the best idea for people to re-inhabit this area. Maybe we just leave this one abandoned. Maybe that's preferable. Kind of what I'm thinking. So I mean, sure, we can save, and we can approach these guys, and we can see if we can take them out. But I do still think we are probably toast. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yes. Yes, that is... Oh no, 29! Okay, it's difficult, but it may be possible. There are also multiple of them, which is concerning. Because fighting with one of them, perhaps that's doable. Fighting multiple, that would be a challenge. And if you go back over to where the other ones are, then that does further exacerbate that challenge. We do want you to go into the Yurden. That is the preferred way to fight you guys. I feel like we might be able to pull this off. I mean, we fought level 33 soldiers before, right? And that we took a very slow and steady approach with. These guys, they're a little bit weaker. At least in theory. Mechanically, maybe a little bit harder to fight in that they can teleport and might hit very hard. And we very much want to have them in our Yurdens. You are going to be specters, right? First oil. Please. Spectre. Let's try this. I would love if you could just approach. Only one at a time. Only one at a time. Please approach. Please, please approach. I wish we had a little more range on the Iggy. Please approach. I would like to fight you. I can't quite reach you though, and I don't really want to get closer, otherwise we are at risk of attracting the attention of the other wraiths. You just really don't want to cross this pathway, do you? Is that the problem? And now you want to fight. Okay, now we're talking. Can you stick over here though? That's the real question. Please stay here. That hurt. Actually didn't hurt that much though. Was that when we had a Quen on though? If it was, then that's a bad sign. Do want to drop the Yrden? We also want to have Quen back on. Helps. We're gonna teleport. Yep, we know that. Okay, now you're gonna do that again. And if you walk back into the Yrden voluntarily, that's great. Please don't flee. That is not what we want you to do. Really? Don't flee where the other wraiths are. That's not cool. You inflict bleed, you might have. You might have done that. I also just stood still and ate that attack. If you get rid of one of them, that would change the dynamic a bit. Make it so that we're at less risk of getting overrun, and yes, we did take one out there. Amethyst Dust, Essence of Wraith, and Mutagen as well. Let's make sure we get back to full HP. And then I'm hoping that all the remaining enemies here are at the same level. If one of these is a Super Wraith, then we might be in trouble. But maybe it's wishful thinking. I'm hoping that's not something that we find ourselves having to do. But Super Wraith? How many more are there? Attracted your attention. Oh, that was 2 quick teleports there. I will admit, you caught me a little bit off guard. I was only expecting you to do one. Thought we were only going to need to dodge once there. Then you followed up with another attack. You are outsmarting me here. I do not appreciate this. I would also very much like to have our stamina back so we can do this. And then ideally throw back the Quen. You are also retreating once more, which is not really what I want you to do after we've damaged you. Want to fight just you specifically. Okay, getting a little greedy with the attacks here, of course. That is not necessarily a... Whoa, there you are. Coincidence. Come on. Just a little bit more. Come on. There we go. One more down, and I think we have leveled. That might have actually been from the previous one that we just fought. This guy is getting pretty close to us. Means this, yep, does seem like a good time to pick a fight with you. Know that we do want to level, but at the same time, now does seem like the time. Now, when you have the gray, misty stuff around you, that means we can't really hit you. Like that. You kind of need to wait until after you do your combo, it seems. There's... You're going to teleport. It's going to be all gray and misty. Then a little bit of... Okay. A little bit of pause. Then we should make it work. We have 2 against us now. This is what we wanted to avoid. Great, yeah, to get you down. Especially if we can now allocate that skill point. So, as for what we do now, we did, of course... Yeah, we threw on the Undying before, and that might have actually been what saved us on that prior occasion when, what was it, we had the Wild Boar attack us while we were riding on with Roach, and it was question mark, question mark, question mark. So, should have been more than capable of taking us out in one hit, but I suppose this is really useful if we find ourselves in the type of situations we've been finding ourselves in a lot as of late. So, what have we been saying? Igni, or more on the, well, I mean, last time we, of course, took this one here. The Undying does become more effective when we have more. Yes. Next level. When vitality reaches 0%, it will be restored with a bonus of 25%. So 25% more HP we get back. I don't know, I kind of like just having that little safety net, just so that we don't get one shot. Mostly just so that we can proceed to escape. Less so that we can continue a fight. I think if you're trying to continue a fight, then that's when it starts to become relevant for you to regain more HP. Just looking to not die, though, is the thing that I'm most concerned about. So I think we've achieved that. Do we continue to upgrade Igni armor melting? What comes next on Igni? Increase on intensity, stamina regeneration, just Igni intensity. Here, Pyromaniac increases the chance of applying burning by 20%. That seems like we're still getting that a lot of the time, but okay, I mean 60%. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Because we are using it frequently enough. Oh, except what we accidentally got rid of something. What did I accidentally get rid of? Sustained glyphs, was it? No, we still have that. Shield. Delusion? And we got rid of delusion. That's important. What we want to do is upgrade this. Yeah, we're using it so much. I'm not sure just how effective it is to continue to upgrade this skill here. But we do use it so often that it seems like, for that reason alone, there's justification. Okay, so there's only 2 remaining now, I think. Which, again, significantly lowers the risk as long as these guys are low enough level. Okay, we got the attention of one of them. Yep, we're still 29. Okay, good. So we want to throw the Quen back on. Dodge that. How dare you? Now you're teleporting away? How rude. Yeah, I saw that coming. Good news about it. Come back here. There you are. Here you are again. Rushed it a little bit there, but yeah, we made it work. Yeah, these guys, they're too bad, as we can see here. I mean, I would say they have actually turned out to be quite a bit more straightforward than fighting those level 33 guards that we were fighting previously. Of course, that is a 4-level difference, so maybe that is the key thing there. But it seems like we're dealing much more damage, and these guys, it's a bit easier to not get hit. Okay, so I think you're the last one. It does appear to be the case. Quen on, and immediately lose it. Worried too much about Quen and not enough about dodging. That's also the, there we go. And then you're gonna teleport back. Do your combo. Take just a second. And we follow up with another combo of our own. Slice you in half. Wait for you to teleport again. Ooh, that is not the direction in which I expected you to teleport. I'll give you that much. Trying to finish with a big, strong attack there. You guys do seem to be much better when we use quick attacks against you. I'm trying to sneak in the occasional quick attack. And there we go. But yeah, I guess I know, like, yeah, sure, you want to re-inhabit the place, but we did read some pretty bad stories about the place. So maybe just don't do it. They're like, it's free real estate though, Vids. Is it though? Is it though? Okay, so area liberated, we get a little bit of experience, a little bit of money is for it. We also get people, of course. So we could see if we can perhaps trade with what? Yeah. You guys really need to stop screaming. A lot of extra screaming. is some kind of monster here. It's level 32 wild dog. That is the strongest dog we've ever seen. That's an interesting thought. I am kind of tempted. Let's just see. Let's just see. But if you have a bunch of wild dogs, which you may, in fact, it looks like you very well could, then we could be in trouble. Although, yeah, you're still not with a lot of HP there, so that wasn't too difficult. Might have been that our sign melting, or armor melting Iggy ultimately saved the day there. And you are still high enough level that I think your damage is going to be good. More so just that your armor is not great. Okay, can we get the Iggy back? Preferably. Okay, one down. Iggy is not up right now. Or rather, Quen, not up right now. That's a bit of a concern. Okay, now you're gonna retreat. Yes. I would actually like to take you out. Oh, I was not ready to Iggy. Timing was just a little bit off. Just a little bit off. There we go. So those guys, I mean, again, they're just dogs, so they still drop the usual dog loot, but they are several levels higher, many levels higher than us, 12 at that. So I do think from an experience standpoint, they should be very helpful for us. I'm gonna say, let's have a quick chat with who appears to be the herbalist here, and also maybe pick some honeycomb, except... Oh, that maybe... Maybe we need to turn these down first. Sorry for, you know, like, destroying your beehives and everything. Oh, you are still very much standing. This one is also very much on fire. Come on. Is he gonna let us take it though? Or not? Maybe not? I don't know. There we go. That's more like it. 4 of them at that. So there's the herbalist. Although apparently we've already spoken to you. What? You're just a traveling herbalist that happened to have settled down here once we liberated the area? Apparently. Apparently.
Farewell.
Alright. So in that case, I guess we don't have as much reason to speak to you other than just like trading cool things here and there.